Promise News.
Abononsia Promise 102.7 FM na Promise Television so ni abusuafo emamu nyina achima mo akwaba e de ba ye kase so no nsia bremu kase yi ye kai mo say enam ha say ya ekoyi social media handles ni nyina eso bo hye ba electric house nso na afa ho ka nkane apa ne ho nyoma nyina ye di sisi fie ni dan mu no wo ba bo hye ba papa efi abruchiro no akotwade aba wonsa ebeka ni papa eso to anamobra ha Bosheba Plaza dum Wesley Cathedral roundabout no uduro na bi se bia o TV wa ekwa na Bosheba Electric House ewo ensema de brema no pay no de dim akotini bi ni say Ghana so afo risika se monsem so Dr. Amin Adam akasa de atodwa se Ghana de aman bebreka na ye ne mpanyimfo tenase a yeguso ehihye nkrata asem se de be ya ye betime de yensa hwase na aboa amasomdua pam aye adwuma ASEP Africa Center for Energy Policy omuso akasa chemu say Akua Electricity Company of Ghana namso edi Ghana fo nya omo na agye nkane asem nyina aboso no eka ho bi na ya na ne che no akoye bibia ewo ho adoba fo ewu Suhum municipality ewe poema ntemu enso nam kwan so kasa say Suhum 44 kwan ya efiri Suhum ekonkran no asai kura ye sempanyimfo ebe ye de ma won ensem bi atiti say ka ho ne aboa no anopai ye de beso mo midin de Akua Asieduwaa yemfa brene yemfa kase ni nchemu ento amso Ghana man so afo risika samonsam so Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam wakasa de nsem bia to dwa say amane ani ekuhudu a Ghana de omokate say IMF ena titru China man eni mpanyimfo bebre ate creditor committee ya nam so ama wode anamusifo nyina betena so bie Ghana ka ye de ho nhyehyeye restructuring no mpanyimfo guso ya wo mu ehwem so afo ekira we betimi aboa ma adwene akosai akogina mpempenso bi a ebema akomatoye mu aba ne ewo tua ne bosia ne de ye de ne kanyina ebehunu se mpanyimfo de nhyehyeye gu ne kwa mu anche wode ho ama ne ebetudwa Eurobond na afi commercial creditors ayakobo abosia e de afiri omo ho nyina no finance minister de tudwa se aban wo nhyehyeye pa wo nanim ya wonam so a ne waye no nyame ya dom no de yenkwa kyenya mpanifo behwe aye ho nyina adwuma.
I have to tell you that I'm very optimistic that we will reach a very durable agreement that will help reset our debt profile. As far as the bilateral creditors are concerned, you know that we reached an agreement in principle in January, but we had to now formalize the agreement through an MOU with our bilateral creditors as a group, what we call the OCC. And the indication we have is that the OCC has shared the draft MOU with their members, and they are about sharing the draft with us sooner than later. And so as soon as we get the draft and we are fine with it, that will mean we have an agreement on the MOU. The IMF is not asking for a deal with the bilateral creditors, but an agreement on the wording of the MOU, and that will be sufficient for the IMF to go to the board, because that would have signaled the financing assurances that we need from the OCC members. The issue in relation to Eurobonds is also on course. We, as you know, from the cleansing statement we issued at the end of our non-disclosure agreement, we reached an interim agreement which we had to subject to the IMF threshold. And when you subjected that to the IMF threshold, you will notice that we narrowed the gap between what we agreed in the interim with the bondholders and the IMF threshold. We narrowed the gap. Very, very slight difference.
Yet waswa Africa Center for Energy Policy ASEP ekuo mpanyimfo akasa se ye ka se ekuo bi anadwumako bi incompetent ya ECG ekwan ya ECG faso eche nkane na nsan Ghana ni biara ya wote o man mu nim se dum so aba ECG nko se dum so mai menam so kra na nsan PURC4 etworo koma wo mo 2nd April ebe na wotwe miensa nie se omonye load shedding timetable mfamra na yenhu eda sei brono sei briwe bo a mobekọ esumu na obi adi atoto ne nema se timetable ne ba ya na ma pressure no ekofom kakra esense de wunim Oma kan ECG say nye dum so nti omo fa timetable emma nam so ama panyi ba ko a wono esepo ko a policy leader of petroleum and conventional energy so owura kudwo yawoche ene nsemtrofo akasa ma wodi nsem bia to dwa se kwan ECG fo ene Ghana fo di no nyame anim no kure ni enyefe.
And the current marriage is experiencing there is no way or the other. So on a personal level, the problems are local. Last week, but I struggle to see how localized problems are pervasive all across the country. And it's not only an Accra problem. Kumasi, Takrady, even in my village, the problem is there. So we have a problem that we all have to agree on, that we have a problem. At least the PULC has come out to debunk some of the earlier things that the ECG was telling us that, oh, it's from our transformers and all of those things. They said it's not really true. The real problem is that we have plants that are available to produce power, but we don't have fuel for them to produce the power. I mean, that is what has been. So in the past month or so, we've been shedding load between 500 and 700 megawatts. And that will mean that some places will have to go off to ensure that the grid doesn't collapse. Now, the problem here is that because ECG doesn't want to accept responsibility for the load management, GridCo will have to do it. And if GridCo does load management, it covers a wider ECG who will be able to isolate some areas, including hospitals and other security installations from the load management exercise. So I think at this point, ECG has shown us that its consumers and clients, it doesn't take us serious. It doesn't care about our concerns, because if you are providing a service and I tell you that I have a challenge with the service that you are providing me, and you tell me that, oh, there is no problem, they are just lucky that they have monopoly over the service that they provide for us.
Ye free hon mono yakosuhum ewo Eastern region adobafo ye adwuma wo suhum kropon ni mu e che se wo mo kwan ne baabi ene kura de suhum kwan yaye a wo manyinya ayi flyover bi ewo ho na ne nyina mu no no kire se baabi a wo mo frɛ ho ma 44 ne fa ho ewo suhum ekonkran ne komase kwantempon mu no ensu atoyiri ebuko ta ne fa afiri ho mene ehwa koyi owu amana adobafo efa kwan ne so kyese na nsen nsuo ne kura to ye yiri ye ne kura de ene ahohoro kwan ne kokora ti omo sese ye highways fo a omo mehwe na omo mesiesie kwan ne fama wo mo owura Samuel Ansa chairman Suhum Chebi Taxi Drivers Union ono no de nsemi tu dwa
ka efa attend ya ne mofra krofon so ma wo ha a community a nipa wo ayi woni petitri hotels ahuru bebre wa former MP Akua Asieduwaa was our community and there is a friend this if you also now due to me kakwa baby MTN post me adesi na on this if you odina fi ko betumi ehua na ne ekoso no high international road link the northern southern sector to the northern sector Burkina Faso cars ni Mali landlocked countries ni na on cars na apply present link ko na do from Kibi ni petitru na mwada bia yenim say Kumasi the second largest city in Ghana na sanye mewe ko so be to bi wu hansa aya amna donko owu amna kasa utoma ubewu ka toma obewu nti aya kwanya kwanti trupa se wakabaye ye besi yake so obi bewu hansa kasi fa aya hometi ofa
na eno achi ena suhum ayekoche adontenhema na na amaforiwa ono so kasa bie se ne papa driver ne kan ye no ehu papa petitru ema mofra wo fa kwan ne ho eko school wo kire se mampanimfo ntwen man kwanhia bi nsi ansa
mi mehu da na mesuro kura ne nti yesre omaga na mpanimfo 44 yembenkum so a wore kokumase ekwana say bonka sibia eda wono MC Wadawroma MP me pa cha obuafo je pa hu chaw se wankasa betu wani na wa behwe highways foot go krom ha 44 no omuwo omutwam wa ha mu hu da bia ba se na omunja hwe mfa amuna no ho amuna ba bia du no ebedi awu Say ye jitima amunani be kumu somofo e be kuma kwentufo nti yesra omanga na mpanifo say won twa wani be hwa sa amu akasi bi a eda ho me ye foforo krom adonti chidom hima na meni mukasa na wie ye ni abere papa
ye free honomo na yato aso akonkran bro no ba ko a enyini e won kran empotamo ye freni tebu na tebu yi Oga South municipality mo e won kran mantam emu say langas any san ehunehuna ninti amomanfo ne de bia won sunu gugem obeda sori no na aye nsem bebre na nansen kra de abo mu hu kra akofa nkomodie ya ba ne say soja ni ba ko a oye adwuma 37 military hospital a otitebu ho a ye friend staff sergeant Alex Yali yeso oda sori memenda na no pano na ya fefu naka edi ko giant bom ne de abesi ne pona no ni gate ya no amenam soma chese ne yire ndie ne mane na busuafo nyina esu se obeda sori ne edifu naka be bodan ya no a se ne wa wu be wo bi enku wa wu be wu akoya asem ama omanfo ne se langas fo no mgidi so mo yesa esan se nipa ne dodo no ano yesa bia soja ni huhu enam so esisi ni omakwan kakra ena omo nso mprema soja ni enye na adwuma na meka se ye nei omanfo no kire se omu ni hweye soja ni misayale one ne yire ne mamienu omo afiri fie ho esan se omu nim sa na do bi ba beto ahye omo so na bibi etesa staff sergeant Alex Yale wa kire ni nsemu.
I reported issue of Anko police station several times. Just last week here, me ko Anko police station I reported case ma police ID no krampo eba ha krampo eba hwe incident na e koso wa ha no but then na me ko mo duty into na mama ntumi am follow up of the outcome to me yesenke this week ma ba fie no mbesa ko police station or akọ inform me say ma ba ma fie adwuma ma ba fie ntino what is the next step towards the case
na abirbia ba amobi ma ba attack wo ha ma wotumi achieve da
yes Langard boys bi ebe attack me wo me fie say me mo de game fee me mo yes ano ma pene so ama mo nti me no mo ebo so e no mo dwane kwema na ebo mo de chimienu ye chimienu kogu of Anko me so yes ano me nuanom soja fo ne bi eba around nti ye chimienu kogu of Anko police station e mo mo damu ma de chie nti no ade chie no nipa na odo mo begu ha no eba police station ho e no bebeli wo mo ebebeli wo mo nti yes ano me de I say me ho abeyo mo ehin wo community no because the omo community no me no me mpene so mom
Nanuachi na assembly member wo Denchira electoral area e won kran potemo honorable Ebenezer Ahoto wode to yensem twefo yensem twani na nansa anim e ka kire ne se esese o manfo no dodo ne afiewra fo bebre etutu afiri o madan o masisiem esan se langas yi threaten wo mo ha wo mo de ahunahuna to mo so de bia wo mo aka kire police fo ne nso so wo asem ne nkosi hwe
ufre police se langada ba opotemo na mo be chi o mo one logistics are police for ewo the closest police station mo area here Dancha police station omunika moto amudi bebe kwa fo anim nti emo mo ho kika wo fom pa nti de be koso wo body no wan hwe ya police be pa moto na be dropping na be ko kada fo fo ma ba ha no na sama pharmacy
nti se dey na mo person plan for here
de bia ya na me fa konye so ka kire divisional commander ye freeman se ombo ni modern na some to IGP say me police station almost my word Denchira hanu eniama encheda akadia was omdi mom no akadia no encheda ensu titru ni ka and the nature of our community no so kwano se nyenti ommo ka awa hondin motorbikes awa hondin no mo be free police security personnel no no mo doso no mo ko patrol de bia nti die me dadwen titru ni say was aban IGP o ma Denchira for pick up kese baako na mienu eni motos ka ho police for betumi adi omadwuma na nipa dodo ase wo police station mi hu se so minim nipa dodo wo so mba ho de nanso eso
ye free honomo na yakọ nkamfoa ye kekos nkuru anabro no ne baako na ohene a wote akonwa so nkamfoa na anafo ya wotoso enkono eni wakasa wo so no de afi abato no ebeya sumwia kyan ababia ya to o man Ghana mu nipa bi kana afi abato no ye critical de ye nenso o se Ghana fo nto abanko ntokwa na sedi asumwie be fa abato no ho da ye to no ye beto awie no ebe ye obi anwanwa one ye nsem twofo atwetwe nkomo na ohene di nsemi tudwa
onche bia mo aboto abet masre so bende mane huma ye sho yeso mi de ye de na la ye kokumita na odi impa kor ye ne MP kokumita na di de mana e man pense di kokumita masas mo dwe me de ma de me amaye ku nyinala sabe onye timra aka o ye bokọ asomdwe mala ye boto minjinzi de asem bibesi obaya asomdwe ma biala wabonu election obaya obeta asomdwe baba emen de metadu mpumutu wonfo botum mafla amenye kunu nimpanyefo nyinala na makachira wonde ma olugbe nwana wodidi bana no nwana watado ofufa ha wode bla timemfo masla won abaye botuwe ma mebiala onkona onka fefa ebinim bada umbe no me besa di biala wokroyi mu o me yemfa asomdwe ne yemfa to aba ne yemfa asomdwe so fanti na meimu ne enyam kan ye nyinala na aban mo baba oyakotin onye ebie da kura na baba mimire yeboto ma wa ya asomdwe
ye free ho no mo ne abewie kase no krai we Sutifi North Honorable Patrick Bano AMP a wogina mu ema amanfo we Sutifi North ne ne wakasa chese mpuntudwuma bebre hia ye wo so de nani koso wode nsem twofo akwaprobo e wo ne mpotem ho akobobo nsem bi so acheche niema bi ani so de akere wo mo akwansidie bebre wo ho ne ne wo fa obetimi aye na wayi sa no mani nyina free ho dwuma nyina koso wo kensre MP nsem mu no wo kire se odi kura wo kensre ye we Sutifi North mensini mu e kasa chim se mpuntuo de ya abɔ papa na ne oma ha won bie na nakwasi apia kire a teacherfo a yeposi omo ba kensre besi school no wode nani bebo hotel ekina no wokɔ afi wo mu ni apom de ne aso ye health facility bi ani ho ena nkane anso e wo nkro ni titiru ni new site no eno so so akoyo hawo ama ono aboba no ahyebo se we nyina wo betu ho anamon wone district education director e bedi wo nkomo na wahwe se wo de teacherfo dodo beba bi osusuku adan no de apapa de so apopa ni nyina aban behwe no wasiesie ni nyina ena pom de wo nsem ne nso wo mo behwe na wadi ho dwuma
Kanko yo school bi am dey come on o school ni wo tutu am school ni ho fare ya e ka se men ka ho ya makutu ya ni bi ai kwa yo do ka ko yetu man but about as it should be teacher for short man me education director was teaching us only free papa for enti me kwa me martin say me ni bi sa so na ya ka say ya be three teacher for bi bi ma ya den akoko na almost yo ma ko fe de ko ma asese no aye kama me tu man na mo pa sise ni da ko mu ya hwese nka na me ya adum na me you go to June. Yes, we do. I can't say yes. You can say. I'm not going to say something here. So, 2 points are going to be money. Also, we can do good. You don't mean you be on now. We go one person. We go in that. So, we are that's a family book at the bottom. And now we do it. I don't say equipment here. You be ready. And so you're too good. Not to be ready. Kama. And the more cycle. And you know what to check. See you. And you're home. You don't be na album kama. Na be also. You should know about.
na enu na chi no ona Honorable Patrick Bano to aso se oni Rose Minister eguso a edi nkomo se ekwan ya hwidiem ko Kenya ase no o meguso ma won
the child about hwidiem Kenya ase kwan no ni mo fo ene aban e ka bo mu a emo kwan no aban ni mo collaborations na wo sikama kesi na epudu ni na ni mo fo na ETI ma contractor na according to contractor no anase benefit of the year papa no kwan no ko bi no na sika omu na ni want to miss you say sikama wo ni no na sent no ni na mo bi a wo ni sisi ti aban so na no me Road Minister Ebaso, the Kama Kakusiri, and also Road Minister and say, we use our part of Yasum Abdul, so I am there, I'm a man for.
Yebejina MP and sensemi so na yedikasia and second free promise 102.7 and a promise television brema no pay nyina SC ni obo ansemi nyina no edema yen na yebeken kai ono kra na betena fidie na chichinchim ne fru mama yen eye Mr. Amwaten and Mr. Asiedu eso ebo ni chidom ebi medin de Akua Asieduwaa me sorry so ne akoto aso ba ebi na dwuma e wa ha nyina nso yede abremo yede mo nyina asema mo ni hwa enya ado